Alright, everyone. Welcome back to the Legends Clash Server Tournament. As you know, I'm Noah FTW. I am the captain for PFL, or the Pokeball Factory League. And we are back with Week 2 against... Who did we play? This is why I need this stuff up here. Legends. We played the Velocity Draft Club. So shout out to them. It was a lot of fun. So we'll be starting off first with Kind versus Nate here. I did watch some of them live. I haven't watched all of them fully. So we'll get some live reaction here from this week. So here we go. So we start off with Ursaluna here on our side, and they go Latios. Now, I'm just going to pause here. One of the hard things, like as much as I love Kind, such a great friend, I think this was a bad decision of staying in. Especially with the coverage Latios gets. I think he probably should have just gone Jellicent. And, especially with Water Absorb, and being able to just Shadow Ball Latios. Or Hex, or whatever we have. Just do some damage. Or even, like, force it out. Keep Ursaluna alive and healthy for the future. So he Trailblazes to get a speed boost, which of course is not enough with Latios. And we go Metagross, which does well, takes the Luster Purge well, of course. But this is also carrying Shadow Ball, so we are Scarf Metagross, I believe. So we go for Meteor Mash again. And we get an attack raise here. Now, again, I think we're just, like, in such a bad position from this Latios. Like, I don't know how much Jellicent would have took. Let me, we can look it up real quick. From a Luster Purge. Now, well, we know this. I'm just gonna say that you're definitely not Spec, so we're just gonna put you as Soul and Luster Purge against Jellicent. Dang, I don't know what set we're running, but I'm just gonna assume we were max, because this is usually what I would run, right? Like, only 38. And, like, this is also Surf. Right, so we take the Surf easily. Hex, we also know this is Shadow Ball. Like, even Shadow Ball does less than Luster Purge to us, and that's super effective. Hex, we do a bunch of damage, we just don't take any damage. And it just causes us to be in such a bad position right off the bat with having Ursaluna and Metagross almost killed. Just give me a second. Okay. So, at this point, instead of letting Latios go down, they switch in Vaporeon. And Kind chooses to save Metagross. It is Scarf, so that, no, any chance it could come in. The issue is that this is a Sand team. So it does just go for Scald. We take it pretty well. But this is obviously just a switch, probably, I would guess. Oh, just goes for the Toxic, trying to just do some big damage. We do have knockoffs, so we knock off the leftovers. This is probably just a protect, is my guess. Yep. Just trying to get chip damage, try and stall as much as possible on this Vaporeon. And now it wishes here. Like, even Hex doesn't even do that much. Like, this is such a special defensive Mon, and Hex is doing 110 times. Like, it's almost 175 base power, I think. Just not doing enough here. And so we let Ursaluna go down. It just did big damage on the Vaporeon and gets it down with the burn. So we at least got it down. We do have Metagross here. It is T-Tar. Again, I think we just let the Metagross go down here. We Meteor Mash again. Get the attack boost. And kill the Latios. Now, I wouldn't say this is that bad of a spot, but he has Excadrill, which is Mega, and in our league, we're just using the first ability. So it is a Sand Rush Excadrill. So this thing is extremely fast. Now, again, I feel like this is a very predictable play here. You go into Chestnut, and his best answer into it, he has two really good answers into it. So I think it's obvious that it's a switch. Like, I would have switched again into Jellicent or Chi-Yu. Probably Jellicent. And tried to keep some more health on Chestnut for the Excadrill. Like, we're not in the best spot. Like, that Malignant Chain is going to do so much. I think it would have just been worth switching into Jellicent or Chi-Yu. Like, now your main answer to Excadrill in the sand is gone. Like, it makes this battle so much harder. Out comes Chi-Yu. One shots with an overheat. I believe the Chi-Yu is also Scarf this week. So just big damage from this. Outspeeds. It's definitely not outspeeding the Mega Excadrill, I can tell you that. And so we send it out. Jellicent takes the Earthquake. And we're just going to die here, I assume. Yep. Earthquake. The sand is gone now. So this is just a normal speed. We go Chi-Yu, Scarf, so we know we outspeed. And they switch back into T-Tar. Lava Plume Burn on Tyranitar. We switch into Excalibur on the Stone Edge. We take it pretty decently. I would say like it isn't too much damage, but we are just gonna have to start taking some hits. And this Tyranitar is sadly the what's it called? What stone is it? It's like one of the stones that helps weather last longer, which just makes it super easy for the Excadrill just to be in here for so long and just deliver hits. Yeah. The Excadrill did great. I think Kind had a great team and a great plan, and I think it just went awry when we just started letting, at the very beginning, like the Latios was just in for too long, doing too much damage with its coverage. And I think that's the hardest thing is, no, we were just, our heavy hitters of Metagross and Ursaluna went down super quickly just because the Latios. So, We went 0-0 after the first match, so Khan tried his best. Good job to Nate. He killed it, especially with the pressure from the Latios. Super, super powerful. Alright, we're going to switch this up real quick. Okay, first mon is a Ting Lu. If I can type. We got Goldango. Salamence. I believe this is a Mega Phalanx team, if I'm not mistaken. Slowbro. Or Slowking. And Thunderous Eye. Alright. Okay, so this is our boy K-Dives. Here he has the Ting Lu Goldango set, which I think is pretty good. This is a Mega Electros team, I believe. Against Mega Idiot, or Idiot, I don't know, I'm going to say Idiot. E-Dot, I-Dot, Mega I-Dot. So, we'll just watch it and see how it goes. Shiny Ting Lu, fancy. So it is Mega Electros. We do have Levitate Electros here. Choice Band Ting Lu, very interesting. And Drain Punch Electros. Goes to Knockoff, probably predicting the switch. Didn't happen, and Throat Chop kills the Mega Electros pretty quickly. Obvious Ogre Pawn here, out of all the Mons. Does go for Swords Dance, and Salamence does Intimidate, which probably helps. Play Rough is such a good bring here. And we D-Dance, so we're definitely faster now. Brings out the Intimidate. And Rocky Helmet and Life Orb kills the Salamence from the Landorus. Alright, and we have another Throat Chop. That Rocky Helmet's doing big damage from the Lando. Out comes Cyclizar. Throat Chop it into existence. U-turn does not kill. So this is probably back into Lando. Yeah. It's trying to U-turn stall us. The Throat Chop does big damage. So Ting Lu goes down as well. And now we have Goldango. Making it rain. So Goldango gets the kill. Now, I think we're in an alright position. I mean, we killed the Mega and Lando. I think Ogre Pawn is very good here. Crit would have sucked there. Prankster T-Wave on the Muck. But where did my eraser go? And we taunt the Muck. Very bulky Thunderous living that hit, so. Out comes Phalanx. Knockoff's not going to do a lot since it is a Mega one. Knock off the Shucka Berry. And this Ice Punch is here. I mean, we'll see what. Can we get a Paralyze? There we go. Maybe another one. Phalanx does not have that many good moves for the Muck. And we go Slow King here. Here comes a Moonblast. That did a lot of damage. So we switch into Goldango, get that Regenerator. I believe that's what you have, yeah. Moonblast still doing a lot of damage, even to a Steel type. I believe we're actually Scarf here for us to outspeed, so... Great kill by Goldango. Bro did a lot of damage there. I'm very... Where is my... Oh. And we just let Tornadus go down to the rocks. I think the Ogerpon is very scary here. And it Horn Leeches does not kill the Slow King. And we get a T-Wave off. Super helpful here. Big crit damage. Doesn't really matter, I think. I think this really helps Phalanx and Goldango here. And the Paralysis. Mega Phalanx is coming in and doing big damage here, so. Scarf Cyclozar. That's crazy. Well, great win. Great job by Knives. Phalanx has been carrying a bit, so I'm going to put it down as one of the Mon's MVP from this week. Phalanx so far. Did big damage. Mega Phalanx did awesome. So, I think one of the hard things was not having a good move for the Muck. So we had to sit there and take a bunch of damage and didn't get the Paralysis. But I think the pairs did a lot for us. I think it was good saving the Thundurus on the and then having it switch in and not letting the Ogerpon get a kill there. I need to ask why he brought Choice Band Tinglu. We didn't have a lot of time to prep as a team this week due to Thanksgiving. So, and a lot of us are from America, so we were dealing with that. But it was an interesting bring, especially with Ruination. Like, Ruination doesn't get boosted by Band, just always does 50. So, it's some interesting choices. I do like the Scarf Goldango, did a lot here, especially with the Iron Valiant being Life Orb. Big help. And being able to just outspeed and get pick up kills. So, great job, Zevin, or Knives. Sorry, he has switched his name a few times. So, Knives. So we're 1-1 here. Next up, we have our boy Captain Kankles and his team. We got a Landorus, T. I believe his is a Mega Mawile team, if I'm not mistaken. Other Slow King. And Greninja. So our opponent's team is a Mega Greninja team. Let's turn this down. So, Captain Kankles got really lucky last week with winning 0-0. I haven't seen that a lot in draft, but it does happen. Or just like in competitives in general, it happens. So, this is a Mega Greninja here. Let's see what it does. Goes for Surf. Still does 38 to Tangrowth, which I find is crazy. Does go for a Sludge Wave, so I think that does help us know what you want to go for. And it just kills the Tangrowth. I probably would have just switched into Mawile there, just to save Tangrowth for future. Here is a Spiritomb. Protecting again, just to see where you're at. It is going for Pursuit. Didn't go for it that time. It just goes for the Poltergeist. Learns that we are Choice Scarf. This is probably... This was Heavy Duty Boots, okay. Mirror Armor, the Intimidate back on us. We Willow the Corviknight. This is... Again, don't know why you would just choose to go for E-Speed there. I would have tried to at least switch into like Mawile. Mawile would have taken that well. Again, probably would have just played rough if it was me there, knowing like what mons he probably would have switched into on Mawile. No, that being Spiritomb or Greninja is who I would have. Knock off the Clodsire, get rid of that Black Sludge. Sets up the spikes on us. Does go for the Yawn, so interesting there. Okay, Ice Punch kills the Clodsire. Here comes a Mew. We Sucker Punch it. Did just under. Sucker Punch will do well here again. Oh, sub. Does just go for attack and takes down the Mega Mawile. Out comes Greninja here. And he switches into Corviknight. Where we Scald. Does over half. We are Life Orb here, looks like. Is that what it was? Oh no. Out comes their Greninja. And we Intimidate it. And it goes for Trailblaze. Now, I did not know Greninja got Trailblaze here. Very much surprised me when I saw it, when I was watching this. Do T-Wave the Ogerpon. Sad Protect there. Would have been nice if we didn't. Spiky Shields here. That Trailblaze really caught me off guard on the Greninja. It helps it out so much. So, GG's to Red Saipan. Again, I think just, like, unnecessary sacrifices again like with the Greninja. Could have totally predict, like, how much is Greninja doing to Mega Mawile? Like with Sludge Wave. Like, it's not doing anything, so you just get a free switch in, and then you can, like, play rough. Like, I don't see, like, Dark Pulse isn't doing much to you, Trailblaze isn't, like, Surf isn't gonna one-shot you. I don't know. Again, just a really close game, and I think just a few misplays by Captain Cankles, especially with just losing Tangrowth right away. Like, could have been super helpful here. And protects a good move. Don't get me wrong. But it's, in my opinion, not as useful in singles. But it's very great in doubles. So, and just also like another interesting Arcanine set, like with Extreme Speed and Will-O-Wisp. Could have probably done a bit more, like without the Life Orb. I don't know what else was on it, so I can't say. I think the Lando T set was pretty good, and same with the Greninja. I think it was probably specs, since he just only went for Scald. But here we're at 1 and 2 at this point. So next up is my team, my battle. Should be a bit easier to commentate since I was the one battling here. And I can actually tell you what I brought. So Weavile is a Scarf set. Our Garchomp is Rocks and just general coverage for us. We got a Mega Skarmory on my team. Rotom Wash is just bulk, like normal, and same with Petch. Switcher, all the fun stuff with Parting Shot and Recover. Just a basic set. Ooh! Okay. I really like the lead here with Pecharunt. I understand why he went Rotom Wash here. But Petch does pretty well into all of his Mons except for Iron Moth. And as someone who has used Iron Moth a lot in draft, you don't generally bring it out first. Usually you use it as a cleanup sweeper. So I thought Petch was good, and just being able to get chip damage, even like against a Meowscarada, like, we're very bulky, so it's not going to one-shot us, even if it's banded, right? So, it does go for the Will-O-Wisp here to burn us. Doesn't make a big difference on Petch with Recover and, I believe I ran Leftovers. And we do get the Toxic, Poison Puppeteer on Rotom. Doesn't get confused there and uses the Volt Switch and goes out into Kecleon. Kecleon is a very interesting Mon. It actually gets pretty good coverage and has a lot of status moves. So, I always find it interesting when I play against it. This one is a knockoff. User switches into Dark, gets rid of my Rotom's Leftovers, which I'm alright with because I am running Pain Split on this one. I wasn't too worried about Rocks on his side, and I had Serena as a Rapid Spinner. So, he does T-Wave here, which was a pretty good move from him. We do Rapid Spin here, so we get a speed boost, which of course is enough being paralyzed against the Mega Dragonite he has. Now, Flamethrower does not kill here, which was crazy, and I did not get paralyzed and triple axled it. So big clutch Serena here. And here comes Iron Moth, which I thought he brought out very early. is the speed boost kind. Rotom does really well and takes hits here, so did switch back into Kecleon, which was fine with us. Did Pain Split it, got some HP back, so. And we just start Hydro Pumping it. I think it can't really do a lot to us, so. And he switched into Rock to help me out a bit with the Stealth. With Protein. Now, Volt Switch did have a chance for me to kill here, but he did move first, so I Volt Switched as well, get some Prio, and it was good for us, especially since we went second, and we could bring out Chomp here. And we get our own Stealth Rocks up yet. Mid-game Stealth Rocks, super clutch. And we kill the Rotom with Dragon Claw. So we're looking pretty good here with Rocks up, and out comes the Hariyama. So we just Earthquake, get it down a bit, and we live in Ice Punch pretty well. I am a bulky Garchomp, so, and with Rough Skin and Rocky Helmet really helped us take out the Hariyama pretty easily here. Now, this sucks very much for him. You know, Rough Skin and Rocky Helmet, and only hits once. So I'm able to do big damage against the Meowscarada, and I just let it kill itself with a Rough Skin here. So I think we got very lucky with the first miss, but we still did so much damage with the Rocky Helmet. And again, super lucky, no boost from the Fiery Dance. So this allowed Mega Skarmory to come in and live another Fiery Dance pretty easily. And able to just Drill Run. So Garchomp did pretty well here, and Mega Skarmory was able to clean up for us. So shout out to them. I thought it was a pretty simple game. I didn't have to like over predict or anything. But shout out to Flygon, pretty well team. I think he did pretty well. I love Kecleon. I've been learning like Kecleon's a pretty good cheap mon with its status. The only issue is like its stats, of course, which is why it's a pretty cheap mon. But it does a lot of stuff here, like knockoffs, Stealth Rocks, T-Wave can be very annoying. So, didn't even have to bring out Weavile. Weavile was like my plan to kill everything almost. Didn't do that well into Hariyama. But shout out to Flygon. We are now 2-2 on the game. Next up is K-Traps. No, I do not want to view you in the Pokédex, silly. And K-Traps is bringing the Tapu Koko bundle and Treads team with Mega Electros. Zarude and Flygon. Okay. So we lead with Zarude. This is a Scarf Zarude here, and they lead Landorus. So they also U-turn. It isn't leftovers. We can see from the out comes Tapu Koko, and this is, I believe we also learned this is another Scarf Roaring Moon with that U-turn. And out comes Terapagos. Very early in my opinion, so we just break the Terra Shell, which I think is super great. So, and he just rapid spins to get that speed boost. And we take the Starstorm, does 41. We coil. Now this is where it goes downhill. That was from what I've been told, is that was Stellar. Is that the one we want? Yeah. No, we want Terrestrial. I was told that was like a heavy range. We might have been calm, to be honest. Yeah. We were at 43%. 31% chance to kill, it looks like. So, very unlucky there. And a missed Heat Wave goes crazy here. So, big switch. And we U-turn here just to get out so that we can keep him alive. Now, this is a knockoff Electros. We were Shuckaberry. I'll just say, this battle just goes downhill after, missed the T-Wave and gets the super good roll. And this is a bulky Electros here. So, I think it's just very unlucky for K-Traps. I think it could have gone a lot different with the Mega Electros. Especially, he was a Drain Punch. And we believe Drain Punch would have, I'm going to pause this. Because we were +1 here. I'm going to just put the 4 in attack. Drain Punch would have just helped us get health, it looks like. I don't know. Would have just been in a better situation in general. So, do live a Flamethrower here from the Screamtail on 1. So we switch out Tapu Koko here. And we U-turn again and go into Zarude. Now, they set up Stealth Rocks, which makes... Iron Treads is just a sacrifice at this point. Iron Bundle can't do a lot. And we just aren't doing a lot of damage to the Screamtail. Now, that bird was also a rip, because it does kill Flygon. Oh, wait, he lives on 1. While they wish. And we defog to get rid of the rocks on both sides. And Flygon goes down to the burn. And we send Tapu Koko back out. And they're just going to get rocks up again. And Screamtail kills us with Flamethrower. Nature's Madness. Nice, nice. Now, at this point of time, I didn't see how we were winning. Especially with Roaring Moon being at 100. And Chandelure being at 100. This is a Mega Chandelure team too. So, this Screamtail is just living everything, which is like the big issue. And Tapu Koko lives on 1 as well from the flamethrower. We U-turn again and go back into Zarude. Again, this Scream Tail is just so bulky, just living hit after hit after hit. And we taunt the Scream Tail here as it goes for Wish. Out comes Electros, and it's at 1. Nature's Madness does not kill here, so we do U-turn. Go bundle here. Take the rock. We are Quark Drive. We are now speed boosted. And we just go for Ice Beam here. Big crit from Bundle here. Now, the biggest issue is just how much health we have left. Especially against the Chandelure and the Landorus. And sadly, we only brought Nature's Madness and U-turn. So, go for the T-Wave, just trying to see if we can get some amazing paras, and it doesn't happen. So, go down. So, again, I think just got very unlucky with that range and no para. I do think some of these sets were interesting, like not enough for this team, especially with the Scarf Warring Moon. And what I also think is a Scarf Landorus. Actually, did Tapu Koko move first? Or Zarude? Zarude was Scarf on our end. So, hard to tell. It didn't come back out. So, again, it's just very hard to say, like, what K-Traps, in my opinion, could have done better here. Because he did just get very unlucky at the beginning of the battle. And who knows, like, if Mega Electros was still alive, how much damage it would have done to the other mons here. So, good job to IMQC for that battle. So, next up, it is 2-3. Next up, we do have Brody here. And he brought Manaphy, Delphox, and this is Mega Delphox, Regieleki, Rabombi, Annihilate, and Ferrothorn. Sick. Alright, so here we go. Alright, so they lead with Iron Treads. Is that, no, what's your name? Iron Crown. We got Joe Thuney, the Tinglu here. What a legend. Eats it with a Rindo. Does Whirlwind out the Delphox. So, As you know, I'm a Patriots fan. Joe Thuney, guard for the Patriots, was drafted by them for and was with them from I think like 2015 to 2016. So maybe 2014. And then signed with the Chiefs after Tom Brady left. So he's won like 5 Super Bowls, I think. So what a legend. Again, just so many boots. This team has so many boots. Chiyu has boots. The Zeraora has boots. Has the... No, that hasn't come out yet. As you can see, Tapu Fini also has boots. So it just makes this battle ridiculously hard. This team relies heavily on the sticky webs. Also, crazy. Doesn't even do half with tail glow. Just crazy. That's how much it did to Iron Crown. And out comes their aura. Of course it's faster. So, doesn't want this to die. We just go out to Ferrothorn with our Iron Barbs. Just doing Mega Chips here. And just out comes Chi-Yu. Now, this is where I think Brody could have done a bit more. Is just predict the switches from the Chi-Yu. Instead of just letting Ferrothorn stay in and then having another Mon have to take a hit. Like, that's just so much damage from the Chi-Yu. It is insane. Like, just sort of no point of allowing yourself to just take that much damage. Now, I also think it would have been better if he went for Tail Glow there again, so that we could have just killed this thing. Would have been better, in my opinion. And this is where Figgy does predict well. And just goes for the Volt Switch so that he can get the good switch into the Chi-Yu there. And again, Brody just has to sacrifice another Mon to the overheating Chi-Yu. Again, just probably Volt switches here, right? Predicting the Ferrothorn switch in. Just goes into Chi-Yu. Now, this is where it gets interesting. So Figgy goes for Light Screen. And we knock off the heavy duty boots. And that leaves us to keep Ferrothorn alive at least. Overheat does 39 to us. Again, so I think this is like a perfect time to Tail Glow on this switch. I do think that was a misplay as well. Could have just gone into Ferrothorn. And uh, the biggest issue was, in my opinion, like we saw how much a crit did with the berry. So that tells us how much damage it would have done to it. So, great job by Figgy. Just a very good switching team. And got very... It's crazy that they brought 3 boots. So... And there we go down 2-4. So, VDC does win. Shout out the Velocity Draft Club. And as you can tell, we only had 6 battles there. So sadly, Caesar on our team, they scheduled their battle, and he missed it. They took a free win. So we did lose. So shout out to VDC for winning this week. No, we did not battle VDC. That's who we're battling this week. Who did we battle? I am so sorry to whoever. The draft-based battle league. So sorry, DBBL. Sorry. That is my bad. We lost to them 5-2. So we can look at the standings here. We are currently 8th at 1-1, 6-8. So we are -2. And our KD is -6 right now. So, got to do a bit better there. Here's all the players' standings right now. So, got some good players. None of us are up here. I am 26, being 6-2. I think I might. And Knives is up here at +3 with 11-8, being 1-1. So, and Kinda's 10-8 at 1-1. So it was a rough week for us, especially with Thanksgiving. We didn't get to do a lot of prep with most of us being American. So this next week we're doing VDC. So sorry to the DBBL fans. I can't read. So that's what the issue is. I knew who we were playing this week, and it was in my mind. So, this week we have Johnny, who it'll be his first time playing in the team tour, as he has not been able to the last 2 weeks. And then we have Wolf back. I'm playing against Heine. We have Knives back. K-Traps and Kine playing for a 3rd week, and Hundo is playing for his 2nd week. So we'll definitely have to switch out some people and give some other people more chance next week, or the 4th week. We do have transaction period between the 3rd and 4th week. So next week, after this week, we will have basically a bye week for everyone to make changes as needed. So hopefully we can pull it back out this week. Shout out to my team for trying their best and doing what they can. And shout out to the DBBL League, the Draft-Based Battle League, and for their battles. And yeah, I will be back next week with the results against the Velocity Draft Club. So, see y'all later. Bye.